Well, that's my story. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Standing before you today is a successful, vivacious, gregarious, outgoing, fun-loving woman. And I am just loving it. I'm loving life. Every single day, I'm loving it. But as Michelle alluded to, it wasn't always this way. It really wasn't. And for 45 years, I was incarcerated. And that incarceration was in my own shadow. I was bullied, brutally bullied, daily bullied. I was criticized. I was just not right. Shouldn't be here. Don't belong. So let's go back a few years. I was born, and yes, the doctor held me up and said, yep, there's a bit there. So this is a boy. I was declared a boy. And I knew very early on that he had got it wrong. But I was growing up then, late 60s, back in England. England's a very nice place. Anybody ever been to England? Yes, go along. It's lovely. Go smell the roses. Have tea with the Queen. It's absolutely fantastic. But funny enough, the English are known to be kind of reserved. Yeah, I heard that. So here I am. I'm, by this time, maybe 8 years old. I'm realizing things aren't exactly as they are with those around me. And how many people do you really think I've got to tell and talk to about this? Yeah, not many. Not many. So by the time I reached puberty, and all of my guy friends were kind of doing their thing, and all of my girlfriends were blossoming, and I'm saying, well, okay, so when do I start? And of course I didn't. And that's where the tragedy really set in, because now I'm in a real dilemma. I still don't have anybody to talk to. I still can't share. There's no books on this subject. There's no TV programs. There's no even Maury. But there's no Dr. Phil to ask, right? I couldn't go to my teachers. There's no counselors. My parents is a different story entirely, but I couldn't go to them either for any number of reasons. There was nowhere to go. There was no literature, really, that was available to a young teen back in England at that time. So what do? You figure out, all by yourself, that you're a freak. You're weird. You're perverted. You're disgusting. You're dirty, you're strange, you're not the same, right? You don't fit in anywhere. You don't fit in over here and you don't fit in over there. And so you internalize it. And society has this expectation, along with my peers and along with my parents and my siblings and what have you, that I'm going to do the boy thing. And I'm going to live up to those expectations. I'm going to go into engineering. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to have a wife. I'm going to have 2 kids. I'm going to have a house and a fancy car. And I'm going to do all those wonderful things as this big butch man. And all the time inside, I'm just, this isn't right, but I don't understand what's going on. I just don't get it. And I continue to internalize, and I continue to bully myself, and I continue to tell myself, you are just out of place. 45 years that lasted. And what I found was during that time, I became a chameleon. I was exceedingly talented at being whatever you wanted me to be in order that you would accept me. So it didn't matter whether it was you, or you, or you. You all had different needs, whether it was my boss, whether it was my father, whether it was my friend, my partner, whoever, whatever. What do you want? I will be that. I will be that chameleon. And apparently, I was exceedingly good at it, unfortunately, because it kind of got me into a lot of trouble. In 1997, something drastic really happened. I lost my sister to cancer. She was 3 months pregnant when she was diagnosed. She was given an ultimatum. She could either terminate the baby and save herself, or take the baby, which was apparently healthy, to full term, but by that time, the cancer would likely be at a position where they wouldn't be able to treat it. So just before her 30th birthday, having given birth to a very healthy, bouncy boy, she passed away because the cancer was not treatable by that point. And to this day, I count my sister as one of the bravest women I know. We buried her on a not surprisingly dreary and rainy day in England. And I shared that celebration of her life, and we actually managed to get her married. She'd been with a partner for many, many years, and we got her married just a couple of weeks before she passed. And at a funeral, I'm chatting with my close cousins, and we're all having fun. Not, but still celebrating Sarah, my dear sister, for what she had done. And the twins were telling me that they're going to go packing, they're going to go backpacking, they're going to take Sarah as inspiration, and they're going to go and live their life. 6 weeks later, one of those twins died tragically in a traffic accident. So here I am, I'm bottling all this up. I'm bottling myself up, I'm hidden inside, and here's my sister who's no longer on the planet, having done something incredibly brave. And here's my cousin, Louise, who had passed away tragically. She doesn't have a chance to make a choice. She doesn't have a chance to live her life. So I spent the next 15 years trying desperately to break out of my incarceration. And I successfully managed to do that with the help of a fantastic therapist in 2010. I did it by looking within, by learning, by centering, by grounding, by meditating. Oh my goodness, I meditated forever. And ever. And ever. But I couldn't recommend it enough. And what I did was I found the courage to take all of that energy that I was directing inside, the self-loathing, the hatred, the bullying, and converted it to self-acceptance, converted it to authenticity. What would happen, a bit of speculation, if I stepped out of my shadow and into the light and just accepted myself for who I am, whatever that is? Let's ignore the labels. We don't have enough time today to get into labels in this kind of sector. Let's just think about, can I be myself? What would happen if I did that? Would the whole world fall apart? Part of it did, because I lost a whole chunk of my family as a result of this. There's a good deal of them that didn't come along for the journey, and I can't blame them for that. It's a very difficult journey. But on the other hand, what happened was I blossomed. After spending almost 50 years on the planet in the shadows, trying to be completely transparent, trying to blend in, not be noticed, I couldn't be noticed for fear that somebody might get a peek at the real me. Pure fear. What happened if I could step out of my own way? And this is what's happened. This is what's happened. Today, what I'm doing is I'm just loving life every single day. And all I had to do to achieve that was step out of my own way, step out of the shadow, step into the light. Know that regardless of who you are or what label somebody might want to attach to you, and they're fun, the labels, you are a wonderful, wonderful person. Every single one of you in this room is beautifully and truly unique. And together, in our uniqueness, we create this wonderful thing called our world. So I'm going to leave you with just that thought. Could we step out of our shadow. Thank you.